I would definitely recommend working with Jonathan. If you're looking at growing your business through acquisitions, I think being in a group with like-minded people with Jonathan's expertise to lead that group, I think it can only benefit you and only mean that you're going to progress much quicker than you could in any other way.
You'll learn about how to avoid mistakes, about how to structure things, about how to minimise the risk that you personally are taking, which is really important.
He has the ability to walk with you on the journey. It's not a case that he is a trainer who is telling you to do things that he hasn't done himself. He is someone who who's interested in your journey and genuinely interested in helping you.
He's a great guy, personable, knows his stuff, and he's got a lot of contacts, so anyone that you need to kind of interact with or you need to introduce him to, he's always happy to do that.
I'd recommend working with Jonathan just because, coming from business backgrounds, which again we all think we know how to run various businesses and start and scale, Jonathan's actually been and done it at a much larger level across, I think, different industries as well. So his experience, which I thought I knew and I didn't really need to speak to anyone else or get advice from, he's helped me a lot.
The benefits of being in a group like this are sharing of best practice and tactics that other people are using, learning from other people's challenges and sharing your own and finding solutions to some of your challenges.
Probably the biggest benefit for me is being around other like-minded people. It's about the connections you make, you know, on a day-to-day basis. You're not necessarily around other like-minded business owners. You know, you're in the day-to-day of working in your business, so you don't necessarily get the conversations at this sort of level.
There's diverse experience. We've all had different challenges, so it's very useful to see what people have got right, but also what they've got wrong.
The benefits of growing through acquisition rather than organically for me are that I get to do it much quicker. I've grown my business organically for 17 years, and essentially the more you do it, the harder it becomes to continue that growth. Through acquisition, you can see bigger growth over a quicker period of time, which could never happen organically.
Growing through acquisition has been, I suppose, scarily easy compared to starting from scratch. It's just bypassed all the admin and issues starting up, which you probably can't actually focus on a business until maybe year one's gone. Whereas through acquisition, from day one, you're on it.
Now with a group and a group structure, I am thinking a lot more strategically about where the group's going. I have the space to do it because I've put in a team around me to run that group, and it is a significantly different workload now than it used to be back when I didn't have a group.
If I had met Jonathan earlier in my business career, I'm pretty confident I would have had a lot more acquisitions under my belt. Just having Jonathan there to kind of hold your hand and help you through the process is a massive game changer, and it really makes a difference.
If I'd met Jonathan earlier in my business career, I think that I would be further forward than I am now. That is absolutely for sure.
My previous business turned over, that I sold in February last year, turned over about 2.5 million when I sold it. And within 10 months, I've now built up a group that's turning over, is running at roughly half that run rate. My previous business took me 25 years to build.
Jonathan has changed my mindset, so he's made it so that, you know, acquisition is now my main business. It's not my software company that I've had for years. My main focus now is on acquisitions and looking at how I can put together a group of companies and hopefully exit, which will then have a profound effect on my family.
Jonathan has an incredible amount of experience, not in the same industry, but that's fine, but similar enough to be able to help pretty much anyone make that first step through to making their first acquisition.
Jonathan teaches you a framework. You've got to then take that framework and make it work for you within your business, within your field, within your industry, essentially.
They've saved me a huge amount of time and money. It's paid for itself over and over just on the 2 that I've done recently.
Following him on YouTube and then going on the initial courses and then going on the further courses has meant that actually I've got my business now into a much better position, which means from a personal point of view, I'm in a totally different space.